only by looking back that I can fully understand some of what I've been through. Not being able to fall pregnant isn't unusual or shameful. It's something that happens to so many of us. We'll all have our difficult moments in life, but when you feel you can't share them with others, they become even harder to deal with, as well as isolating. I hope that my words might give comfort to other women and maybe start a more open conversation. Fertility is a very personal subject, one that needs to be approached with great sensitivity, but that doesn't mean that we just shouldn't talk about it. Going through IVF is a lonely time, even if you have a wonderful partner, as I do, and the support of family and close friends, as again, I did. It's still something very personal. It's your body that's injected, your hormones that are messed with, your cycle that's disrupted, your feelings of hope, disappointment, frustration and sorrow, and your challenge to bear that cycle of counting days where a month can feel so long. Everybody is unique, and each woman will have her own individual set of issues and complications. The sliding scale of infertility is vast and covers a multitude of different things. I don't know exactly what other women go through, of course, but I know about the feelings that accompany so much of the struggle, the sense of isolation and failure, trying to manage the side effects from the drugs you have to take, and the fear that you will never succeed in having a baby. When I began to write, a part of me wondered whether my story was full enough. Did enough happen to me? Did I go through enough on my journey for a baby? I know there are women who undergo many more cycles of IVF than I did, but looking back at the many notes and diaries that I kept during the process, I realised just how much did happen to me. Even in that fairly short space of time, the medication I took, the doctors I saw, the different things I tried. I remembered all over again how very real and very painful it was, and how slowly time seemed to pass. There are things in this book that were tough to revisit in my mind and to write about, but they're important in telling the full story. Putting all the pieces of the puzzle together and looking back on it has been fascinating and therapeutic. I hope now that it will be useful to other women, however it compares to their journey. This is my side of the story, but it doesn't mean that Harry wasn't with me every step of the way. Going through fertility treatment is all about teamwork. This is why Harry has written his side of the story for this book too. He's always been completely involved, an equal partner in everything that we faced, and very willing to talk about it. More than that, he's been a constant source of warmth, comfort, and calm, always on my side. I felt he never cared about anything else other than me. It wasn't the outcome that mattered most, it was me. If you're reading this and about to start fertility treatment, don't be frightened. IVF is amazing and magical. Take time to do the things that make you happy, deal with things one day at a time, and never give up hope. Look after yourself mentally and physically. Enjoy long walks and discover your own space where you can find peace and quiet from your busy mind and begin to think positively. I hope having this book as your companion will help guide you through your adventure. I'm with you all the way. Amazing things will happen. Love, Izzy. Chapter 1. Happy Ever After. By the time Harry Judd proposed to me, we'd been together for just over 7 years. We first met in 2005, when I was playing the violin in the backing orchestra on McFly's Wonderland tour. By the end of that tour, he and I were a couple. When Harry asked me to marry him in the spring of 2012, I'd left the band I was a member of, an electric string quartet called a Scala, and Harry had recently won Strictly Come Dancing. The Strictly experience was magical for both of us. It was an intense but wonderful 12 weeks during which I saw him change and grow as a person. It wasn't always easy. Watching him dance so passionately and intimately with a professional dancer was difficult, and many of my friends couldn't understand why I'd agreed that he should do it. But I understood that there needed to